Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Old Big Jim coming at y'all from the Casa de Barlow, located here in beautiful South Mississippi. It's cooled down a little bit, but it ain't. We we're not ready to leave the winter time when when we riding in the car. It's still pretty muggy, still pretty hot, but it's all right. Well, I'm used to it. It's not a struggle. But it's something that happens, every year. So I mean, I've adapted and moving on. Start me a little goatee there. I was kind of checking myself out there before we got too far down the road here. Anyway, Modjfied Monday. Y'all know it's brought to y'all by Aaron Williams. I don't have the sticker sitting here. I've used all the superlatives and all the adjectives and all the pronouns. I can tell y'all about sitting here for 20 minutes and talk to y'all about Aaron Williams, but they ain't a finer fella. The main thing is I consider him to be my friend, and that's a blessing enough. But anyway, early on in watching Aaron A-Dub, I started modifying knives. Now, I've always been able to adjust my blades and, sharpen knives, and, I've dyed them, and I've done a little bit of that, most of my life. I mean, we find something I found an 80T in the middle of the road the other day. It was running over. I'm gonna make it, I think I'm gonna put it back together and make the covers are gone, I mean, the scales are gone. But I think I'm going to come up with a little something on that, man. We're going to call her a survivor. Anyway, that don't matter. But on Folding Hunter Friday, brought to you by H Keys EDC, I brought y'all a case knife that I had, that I did a blade delete on. There were errors in that, several of them. I've had... the godfather of the Folding Hunter and I had a couple of conversations, several text message runs, and we discussed it. We hashed it out. I still have questions, but that's it's what it is I turned the knife that was basically ruined, turned it into a user, something that I'm going to use. And it's a beautiful knife. Now I've got 3 or 4 clips. I think it's 4, maybe 3. I don't know. But I'm going to edit this video. In just a second. I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to insert those clips in the order that I took them. The first one is going to show you the condition of the knife as after I put the knife in some vinegar to get it to where it would open. It wouldn't open. I tried with pliers. I did everything I could to get it open. It was basically corroded shut. So I put it in the vinegar, and when I took it out, washed it off, did all that, I opened up the main blade, and of course the back spring popped. And that's amazing, because the other spring on the knife was in way worse condition. But that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. I took it apart. I deleted the Skinner blade, and I turned this into a single blade folding hunter. And I believe it's beautiful. It's certainly going to be something I'm going to carry. Now, the second clip is going to be an expanded view of what I had after I got it cut apart. Okay, and in that clip, I'm going to point to something. It's a little pin about this long. I'm going to point to that pin, because that pin was in the lanyard hole for this knife, and the clip blade didn't have a problem with it. But every time you close the Skinner blade, it wrapped hard. It wrapped that pin. And I don't know what that pin is made out of, but it was way harder than the pins that were in it. The piece of metal that was in the lanyard hole. I don't know what it was made out of, but it was way harder, because when I tried to cut it, it bent, and I was hitting it pretty hard. So that's that. And then I'm going to come back. There's another clip. The last clip is a talkie. Normally when I do my little flyover, I do take the camera and fly over the top and then fly over, show y'all what it looks like on both sides and all that. I usually don't talk. I mean, you usually probably hear me breathing in the background or something, but or the cat crying on the TV or whatever you hear. But this one I talked on it because it's one of the greatest moments in a knife modifier, a knife adjuster, somebody with skills of a knife, modifier, is when you put that thing back together. So I got y'all a little talkie there, and then when we come back, I'll try to correct all the errors that I made. And but anyway, I'll show y'all the finished knife. Since Friday, I have sanded the blade down pretty good bit. I went to from 280 to 320, 400, and then went to 600, and got it. It's all slicked out now. I mean, you can still see the corrosion. I mean, like I said, you can't put that back. So, but anyway, let me get these 3 clips in there, and then we'll come back and look at the knife, and I'll take y'all over the errors that I made, and I have a question mark. It's still in my head, but I have the opportunities here in the next few months to let some people that know way more about this than me. First of all, I'm going to start with Billy Ray down at Deep South Cutlery, brother Billy Ray Bond. He knows a lot about pocket knives, a lot about case knives. So I'm going to go run it by him, and then I'm going to run it by Brother Rex, and I've already had the discussion with the godfather of the folding hunter, and all I got out of him was think about it. So let me get these clips in there. We're at 7.5 minutes. Let me get these clips in here, and y'all look at them, watch them, run it back, watch them a couple times, maybe whatever you got to do, but. Familiarize yourself with the knife as far as what the clips are, and then when I come back, we'll wrap this up and get on out of here. Like I said, I'm at 7.5 minutes. I'll come back and get it. Tell y'all all about the final product and what I got, and then we'll take it from there. So y'all hold on. Hey everybody, it's old Big Jim. I just wanted to, I normally don't talk when I do these little little clips like this, but thought I'd talk through this one. For those of y'all out there that know, I mean, if you know, you know. There's no greater time in a knife mechanic or a knife repair or a knife restorer's journey than when he slips that back pin into the back spring, and for the first time you get to test the knife that you've been working on. So y'all been watching the last 3 or 4 clips about this folding hunter that I've been working on. So let's see what it looks like. It's still got the pins that, you know, they're all in there, but it's certainly not fit and certainly not finished. But when you can get one to do this, I think you've about completed the journey. Of course, I gotta rub it. I gotta make it pretty, and then lastly, I gotta make it shine. But I think I can do all that. But if I have anything comes up, I'll share that with you. So whenever you look at this sticker right here, and it says "Saving Lives of Old Knives," that man's got it figured out. Old Big Jim, rule number 9. All right, everybody, welcome back. I would just go ahead and look at the knife. How about that? To me, it just turned out beautiful. I don't know. I turned it into a user. From what, if you looked at the conditions of this knife, you saw that it was in pretty bad shape. Yeah, I did down there, right? It's got to snap. But like I say, there were things in this knife that, you know, don't make me happy. But I have somebody that told me they have a knife that they could possibly send me with 2 good springs in it, but the blades are torched or not good. So there's a possibility that I may be able to put this knife back together right. I mean, the way it came from the factory. Because if you look at the tang stamp, we'll get it in there. It says 62, 65 SAB. So that's the cover material, and then 2 blades, and then 65 is the pattern number. And that's one of the mistakes I made. Now, I'm not really sure how I did it, but I put in the title and everything, I put that it was a 62-64. And I was corrected with my brother Harold called that to my attention, and he told me I didn't have to say nothing to it. Most people wouldn't even notice. But I noticed, or I did after he told me that I did. I mean, it's written right on the tang. You look at the tang stamp, it says case XX, and some of us guys call that USA under. And most everybody knows that's a 65 to 69 year. I may have put in there 64 to 69. I don't remember. I don't have Alzheimer's, but I got some no rememberizers. Anyway, y'all saw when the little clip there where I had to first put the pins back in it. It's only gotten better. I'm talking about gator snap. You don't want your finger in this one, and I'm gonna show you why in just a minute. Anyway, I made some mistakes. I tried to, but I'm only human, and But my father taught me that mistakes are just happy little accidents that develop your character and give you the ability to humble yourself. So that's what I've done, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay. I mean, I ain't perfect. I'll never be perfect. Now, so I got the number wrong. Instead of being a 62-64, it is a 62-65. Now, the lanyard hole. The lanyard hole, I said, was a 64 only thing. And the information I got that from was off of AAPK. I went back and looked at that again. And according to this Case Collectors Club, and this is where my question comes in, the Case Collectors Club, they had some blades that were left over from the 64 model that they stamped correctly for a 65. And the lanyard hole that was in the knife didn't, or I ain't gonna say didn't start, but you can't, I've never seen one, all my research, where a 64 had a lanyard hole. Okay, but this blade in this knife, and the reason I say that, and I may be dead wrong, that's why I gotta ask people, I'm gonna find out. But I'm throwing this out there before the committee. If you look at the nail nick, okay, the nail nick on the 65 models, the true 65 models with the lanyard hole, is different. So what I'm thinking, and I don't know this, I'm going to have to get it verified. That's why I love this. I love this hobby. But this blade was probably made to go into a 64, up to 64 knife, and the nail nick was already there. And then they stamped it to go into this knife, which is a 65. If that makes sense at all. And once again, I'm not gonna swear to that. Don't quote me on that. I'm gonna let everybody from Billy Ray Bond to the Knife Doctor and anybody, Cheesy Moon, Rasputin Castle, I'm gonna let them all look at it, and when I get to Ellerville, and I'm gonna find out if it could be a transition knife, and that happens quite a bit with Case or all knife manufacturers. Recently down at Deep South Curry, preacher Billy Ray, he had a 88 Congress pattern that had it was supposed to be I think it was supposed to be a 76, but it had one blade marked with 4 dots, and it had one blade marked with 5 dots. Yeah. So he had one knife that had a 75 blade, and then the other blade was a 76 blade. So it happens, and that's nobody's fault. Does it make it a rarity? Does it make it worth more money? I don't know. I'm not that big into the collector. Some of these guys will go bananas over something like that, and I don't know. I don't know what happened to that knife. But anyway, this knife has turned into a good user. Now I showed y'all the other day the back spring and the gapping. If you see, it has gapping because half of the dang back spring, if you look at it, is gone. Okay? So the gapping, that doesn't bother me. Now, what does bother me a little bit, and I think it has to do with that spring, but there's no blade play as far as up and down. That's solid as a rock. But it's got a little blade wobble, just a little, not much. But I think it's because that back spring is just not the back. It would really be a snapper if that back spring was whole and solid. I'm talking about a real snapper. But anyway, I'm looking for some back springs. I don't know, what kind of deal I can work out. I may trade somebody something for a knife that I could cut up and get the springs out of, just so I can put this one back together. But I don't know what else I can tell you about it. The only other thing, I guess I went through that. But I told y'all in that last little clip about how excuse me, how during the, when you take a knife apart and put it back together and you get the pins in there and you take it through the walk and talk the first time, how satisfying that is for it to show up and to do what it's supposed to do the way it did. But there's one other time in doing this knife right here where all the sensors went off, all the being satisfied beyond belief of doing this, and that's when I put it on Arkansas medium and Arkansas salt. Sharpening a knife to me with carbon steel blades it's a passion. I've got, I don't know, I probably got one sitting right here, some brand new case, let's say a large side buster with carbon steel blades in it, and I could get that. I got that son gun just to sharp. I mean, it hair popping sharp. I don't know how else to tell y'all, but I'll let y'all witness it. How about that? This knife right here, I sat in there in total amazement when I sharpened it. First of all, we'll do this one more time just because I like it. All right, y'all ready? I know I'm cutting paper, but I made some tomato sandwiches the other night with this before I polished the blade, and I cut a piece of tomato so thin. I mean, to do that with a saber grind like that, I'm just saying. Let's see if we can make Brother Ted a curlicue. Don't get no better than that, guys. I'm gonna tell you right now. All right, there. So there goes the saga of the 6265 Blade Delete Folded Hunter with wood covers. Y'all do a pocket dump with me at Ellaville, and that bad boy's gonna be in a Howard Bentley pancake sheath riding on my hip. I can promise you that. Okay, let's move over to this for a second. I got a couple of mail calls. I have been trying to avoid this hashtag journey. Every hashtag that comes up, trying to follow it and get into it and doing all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to do 2 videos a week, but I'm gonna do 2 videos a day. I thought about it. Brother Jim at Hunting, Fishing, and Praying dropped a little nugget on us yesterday. HT did one a while ago. I watched it pretty thoroughly. When I watched the video, that it's a short that Brother Jim put out at, like I say, at Hunting, Fishing, and Praying. 5 favorite knives. Anyway, something to do with favorite 5, and I'm going to do one here later on today and drop it. But the key word in that entire short to me was collection. HT went in a direction of knives that he had to have to function as a gentleman. I'm not going to be bushcrafting. When the end of time comes and I need to carry a pocket knife, I'll just carry whatever I got. Whether it be an elite edge or whatever I got. I'm not going to, if I have to bushcraft, then we're going to bushcraft with the elite edge, whatever. I doubt I'll be bushcrafting a whole lot, y'all. Anyway, but collection is the word that stuck in my mind. If you had to sell everything in your collection and you could only keep 5 knives, what would you keep? Well, I'm going to share 5 knives with y'all later on today, and these are probably all going to be locker queens. First of all, because of possibly where they came from and how I got them. And then there's going to be, one from my father. That I've never shown this knife, but I'm going to show it for this because this knife would certainly never go anywhere. I mean, he purchased it in 1937, so that, and I'm not going to number them. I mean, they'll be in some order of something, but the only number 1 knife will be the knife that I show about that from my father. And number 1, that knife will have a and B because I'll also show the pocket knife he had in his pocket when he passed. So y'all look forward to that. I hope if for some reason, life goes on, but for some reason I have to check up and don't get that video done today, I'll do it tomorrow. But I'm gonna get it out there because there's these hashtags are gonna have to be very worthy. I'm not gonna say show me your stuff every day. I mean, I think JC Mountain Jar and Pete at I can't think, Jersey Knife Guy. I think they got one going where you show your buck knife, carry a buck knife, and then run a companion with it. Well, I can do that, but I'm not. Okay, I have now reduced my carry every day to 2 knives. Normally it's a Barlow and a big knife, or a Barlow and a modern, or a Barlow and a trapper. I'm not chasing the algorithm anymore. I'm glad all y'all are here. Y'all know, I hope y'all know that I love each and every one of y'all. I'm glad you're in my home today. You're welcome to come to my home. I'm a very humble man. I live a very simple life. Me and the boys, we always chopping it up, doing something. We got something going on. Anyway, guys, old Big Jim loves y'all, and he needs for all of y'all to understand that Jesus Christ is the Lord in my life. And rule number 9.